Hey everybody, Catch the Breeze, also known as Bree Lambert-Sanders. Thanks for coming back to the channel and joining me today. I'm super excited to have is Greg Lanctot. Greg is the former race director and president of the Quicksilver Running Club here in Northern California. That's a former, and is the current race director for Pacific Coast Trail Runs. He and his wife, Jennifer Lopez Lanctot, bought PCTR, what, like 4 years ago, Greg? Or almost 4 years ago, right?
Almost 4 years ago, yeah.
And in my opinion, has done incredible stuff with this trail racing events. We have a lot of stuff that we're going to talk about. So I'm just going to dive right in and ask Greg, you know, since this whole pandemic started, we've seen a lot of races get canceled. We've seen just a number of things happen in our local communities, but also around the world. So, you know, what's it like for you, Greg, to have your event calendar essentially just dissolve when this crisis hit?
Yeah, you know, immediately started thinking about my business. You know, I think coming off, we had an event at Montaña de Oro near San Luis Obispo in Central California, and we were sort of sensitive to the fact that there was something going on that first week of March, but we were following the lead of the LA Marathon. That, hey, they're going with what I don't know, 10 to 15,000 people. They had asked people, you know, to take precautions, or they were having they were giving hand sanitizer to runners and things like that. We weren't at the mask stage yet, right, where that was prevalent. It was the washing hand stage, and so, you know, we made a decision. Hey, we're going down to Montaña de Oro and produce an event on the beach, and it was just a spectacular day. I mean, Megan Roach made her comeback. It's been over a year since she had a run for the USA team, and David was there, and we got Chris Brown from Hoka, and Jeffrey Stern, Jesse Haynes, Kira Henninger, and it was just like this one happy beach party. We're trail running. Meanwhile, we're like, screw this. We're going to hug it out. We're going to high five. I miss you, man. I miss you.
Right.
You know, we were treating it like it's normal. We weren't in that zone yet, you know? So it was, you know, the real thinking, and to get to your point, when did it change? It changed on that Wednesday, right? That following Wednesday, when I was playing tennis with my buddies, and I play league tennis. Like, it's my sport outside of running, or, well, I really don't run because of my back, but the NBA came out with their announcement, and I'm a huge sports fan. Anybody knows me. I'm on the couch on Sundays, you know, like, we have a race on Sunday, God forbid. Like, I got morning, I got noon, I got night. I played college baseball. I love baseball. I just love sports. So running is another sport to me. And then the NBA, NHL, everybody followed. And then, you know, it's real. Now it's something. And then just trying to figure out, what are we going to do? And then people are coming out with a number. And my point was, what's the number? Why is Washington and New York 250, California's 500, they're 1,000? You know, if there's a number, the number's one, right? Or your household, your number one household, right? That's your number. And so I was trying to grab, like, I'm such a, you know, you're going to take things literally, but I'm not. But then you want to start digging down to it. My business is based on numbers. And then if you look at what happened, everybody had a different number. So when we got down to like hand washing and numbers, and then it's finally like, stay home, wear a mask, and don't go outside, don't leave within 5 miles. Now it's phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. You know, we've gone through all of this.
Right.
And I got to tell you, I've done my best to stay up to speed with it. You know, we formed the Race Director Alliance with, you know, what I think are just 8 good friends, 8 solid professional character building race directors. And so, you know, we'll be releasing our document and guidelines. You know, it's nothing that's super different than anybody else, but it is something that is more ultra running centric and trail running centric based on what everybody else is doing. So, you know, given the fact that I miss everybody, the whole Zooming and booming and Google meeting and this and that and Skyping, and it's all great. I'm a pro now. Well, not really, you know, I'm not, but I just tell people, hey, you set up the meeting, I'll jump in. So, but it's been good. You know, other than that, I think we've turned the corner in a positive way for running. And and well, take all the other things that are going on in the world, you know, it's a roller coaster ride. So anyway, Jenny and I, my wife and I, we're staying super positive. You know, we're talking to people more as far from our race community. We haven't talked to that many people. It's, you know, it's not because we don't love you. We're just the way it is, but we're making the most of it. So
yeah. And so for you, let's just go back a little bit, because you said something I thought was interesting. There's two things you said. One is you talked about the community, right? So trail running is known, ultra running is known for the community. The question is, how do you sort of see that continuing going forward? How can you continue to encourage people to build that out?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can dig into that question a little bit more. Maybe where you're going is how are you going to communicate what the new normal is, right? Is that where you want me to go with this? Or
yeah.
And what am I doing for safety? You know, what am I doing to still have the PCTR vibe, right? I just been talking about it, like, how am I going to create the same experience that people are used to getting when I produce an event, right? We take great pride in that, right? That's safety and then fun. Put those things first and foremost. Now it's like, oh, will I be even to have a post-race festival setting where, you know, for us, it's not a bunch of sponsors and everything running around. It's like Chef Yaku and tons of great beers and people hanging out after our events. Is that going to be allowed? Or, all right, guys, there's your 6-foot cone. You stand there. Okay, put the pool noodles on their head, or, you know, they're going to wear, you know, these river rafts. I don't know. So, but but what I'm doing right now is I'm starting to communicate with people more. I'm starting to let them know this is what's going on. I'm starting to show videos of what my aid stations look like, or hand washing stations, or PPE. I put a call out to the public that I won't be able to provide PPE for hundreds of volunteers for every event, right? I'm going to do 3 events in July, 3 events in August. I'm going to try to do some other creative things too. We're talking hundreds and hundreds of items that I can't even get, right? I can't go buy hand sanitizer for everybody right now, or so hold on. We got masks. These are pretty cool, right? So we got the Go on a Trail masks. We've got the
there you go.
The PCTR mask. So we've got masks. I've got buffs being made. I've got bandanas being made. And I got to tell you what, I hear that the bandana is the easiest way to run because of some of the air that flows underneath. And when we're outside, we just need our face covered. We don't need the 3-layer protection and in and out catching particles. And it just needs to be worn. And you just need to be respectful of other park goers, right? So, you know, again, it's communication and just reassuring people that you're doing the right thing for safety. So I'm getting too serious right now. So I'm going to crack open a beer.
There you go.
From, our Headlands Brewing Company sponsor.
That's right. Oh yes, I know a lot of runners are familiar with Headlands. They make amazing beers. Fantastic.
I want to thank Bill Cootie, and this is the Point Bonita Pilsner. It is outstanding.
Yeah, and, you know,
don't worry, Ethan. I won't be doing any beer reviews or shoe reviews anytime soon. So anyway. Yeah,
the last race I ran this year was the Way Too Cool, and you know I was thinking about it after this hit, was how cool it was to have this tent, you know, this beer tent, and you had runners sitting around in this lounge with Theraguns and, you know, just cracking open beers left and right and sharing Theraguns. And you know, I have to say, I'm sad that that's not going to happen for a while.
You're sad that you won't be sharing Theraguns anytime soon, right? Yeah. So
but you know, so I don't know. You know, I've been in this sport, you know, we've been in this sport for a long time. We've seen it evolve. We've seen it explode. And so I know there are a lot of runners that have been really disappointed. I mean, I just found out a few days ago that Boston Marathon isn't going to happen this year. I'm not surprised, but I had my little, you know, pity party just briefly. But it was going to be my first Boston. So now I think a lot of runners at this point, including myself, you know, it's not hard for me to stay motivated. But I know runners are like, okay, well, what event can I sign up for? Like, when are the events actually going to happen? I mean, they're doing all these virtual races, but when can I actually make it to a starting line and compete, the way we're all familiar with?
Running. And I think now every day we're finding out more and more that, there really is possibly contact or surface contact or airborne particles and coffee and handshake and all that stuff is still up for discussion. And so anyway, but let's work off that. And hey, we had a race, and then the next one's going to happen, and we'll talk about how great that one's going to be, and go from there. But they did. You were allowed to start anytime you wanted, so to speak. So you can roll in, and when you're comfortable, you just sort of hit the line. They had some other type of rollouts and options, but it's not, hey, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. Please work with everybody. Please work with our volunteers. Respect the space of the other park goers. And but that for me, that was exciting, just to know that there was another event. And if it's been 48 hours or 24 hours, I haven't heard anything bad. That's awesome. So
great. No, that is awesome. Yeah. Okay, so let's jump ahead a little bit then to talk about what are some of the things that we can look forward to when we show up for a PCTR race. Okay. What are the changes that you're going to be implementing?
Okay, so every race is going to be different, first of all. So if we look at Mount Diablo, and by the way, thanks to our 3-time defending champion, Lauren Baker, who lives off the mountain, we now have a 56K with Garmin's looking at 12,000 feet of gain. There's a 2.3 mile section with 2,800 feet of gain at around mile 9. That'll just be awesome. But anyway, so it's going to be, I can tell you first and foremost, I'm going to do a time trial start. So you're going to start by yourself, and I'm going to put a runner out every 10 seconds. If I go to 15, or if it takes 12, or it takes 8, whatever. It's just, I'm going to space out the runners. I'm also going to load them from Ultra Sign Up as our registration partner. They have a ranking system where we're not going to talk about the integrity of that or whether or not it's good. There's going to be 80% of the runners will have a 0%, meaning there's no record of them in Ultra Sign Up. So I'll probably email them, hey, what's your half marathon time? And then I'll just sort of rank them from fast to slow versus slow to fast, where there'll be all this catch up. So the fast runners will go out. I'll do the 50K, then I'll do the 30K, then I'll do the 20K, and then the 10K. And that'll be a half an hour in between. So the goal is, 1, I need to get my number from the park, California State Parks. And then 2, I just need to make sure everybody is spread out when they're going and moving across the park. So that's great. You're going to get to an aid station. Nobody will be allowed to go inside the 10 by 10 area of the aid station. This will be where the food is, single serve packets, and where you will find the hydration. So not every station is going to have single serve packets. Some aid stations will just be drop bags only with the hydration station, but you will not be able to get close to it. You will hand your open bottle over the tape. We will then pour it over into your bottle, and then you can pull back, trying to keep that social distancing, or as they're terming, physical distancing. Single serves, there will be a menu that they will see in their emails before the race. This menu will also be on the side of the tent. They'll see the 10 to 12 options for single servings, from chips to cookies to trail mix to fruit chews to fruit baby, the baby sauce type of squeezes. And then they will take that with tongs and put it over onto what we call a table, with every runner's going to have their zone. All these little zones, the food's going to drop in, they're going to pick it up, and nobody's going to be hovering around. They see their item get dropped, boom, they take it, they go, and then we'll clean that surface off. So always be cleaning, plenty of gloves, eye protection, face masks, gloves, hand sanitizer spritzing before they go in the aid station, and then they're off, right? Hand washing stations at every aid station for every runner. So those are the basics, right? What we don't know is, will we have a post race? Will we have the chef there? Will we be able to gather after? Will the parks allow us to have a picnic setting and spread everybody out over the entire area at the finish line? So but like I said, every race will be different. Headlands is coming up. It's a 100-mile event. Every 100-miler seems to be canceling, that there's just no way to have food or whatever, I'm not giving up. I've got a 25-mile loop course that I can spin into. Probably going to do 150 and 200-mile races now, because that's an opportunity for runners to be part of something that they were probably scheduled maybe to go elsewhere. So
exactly.
yeah, every race will be different. It will be. So
yeah, but it sounds like you really are attempting to cover every single detail, so that if somebody is concerned in any way, they are, the way I'm hearing it, you're really working to cover like all the bases, from hand
I've had
sanitizer.
plenty of time.
Yeah, which is, no, I think
Plenty of time.
that's awesome. That's awesome, because you just haven't said, well, I'm just going to cancel the whole year, but rather you're going to find solutions and ways to work around given what is, appropriate. So
yeah, and let me give credit to the other people in the Race Director Alliance, because we've been meeting twice a week, a couple hours a day, and we're real close. I thought we would have it today. Today's June 1st, and when we're talking about this, but we looked at getting Western states involved because we knew that California, Oregon, and Washington were working together. So Lewis and Escobar and I were talking, and he's like, "Dude, let's do this." And I'm like, "Let's do it." So I reached out to some people that I've just known over the years. I've liked their style, or I've had a few beers, or celebrated with them. So we got Chrissy Mel and James Varner from the state of Washington. Tia, while she doesn't produce any races in Oregon, has been a longtime friend and mentor of mine for Miwok 100K, and former editor-chief for Ultra Running Magazine. Who wouldn't want to have her? Former
That's
Western
right.
States Board, and just tons of information. So Skip Brand, just the new hot race director, marketing, social media genius, and then moving down south, obviously Lewis. In Santa Barbara, with All We Do Is Run, and then of course Kira Henninger and all her great events. She's been just really good with some of the food handling. LA County has some of the tightest restrictions in the state of California, let alone the United States. So we wonder why things are stripped down at her events. I mean, LA County is now even, I don't want to push anything out there, but it could be a while before there is even an event down there. So Kira's come up with some great ideas for doing some new alternative races of 20 people during the week, 50 people, and we're pivoting towards that. We're going to be launching some weekly series. I mean, whatever we need to do to get people out, it doesn't need to make us money. It just needs we just need to serve our runners, and we can do that. We have the relationships with the parks. And then finally, we've got a Jubilee page of Aravaipa, and they're obviously the trail and ultra running machine, and Jam and their multimedia power and stuff. So no disrespect to anybody else in the area. There's tons of great race directors, some been around a long time, and some that are new and up and coming, and these are just people that, hey, we got together, and it's a dynamic document. We've been really picky with our words. We're sending it out to some medical people to look at it, just to get some other eyes on it for that approval. Again, is it going to be overkill? We'll see. I don't know. But we're just taking the necessary steps to make people feel comfortable that when they come to our races, they know that we put in a hell of an effort to make this race safe. So I'm really excited for it. So Race Director Alliance .com will be having this information released when that document is ready to go. So stay tuned.
That's excellent, and great group of people. I know most of them. So
want to talk about Headlands Brewing yet? Or
yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so together, let's talk about this relay, because you said you've pushed some information out about it, but I want you to talk about it. Talk about the Together Relay and explain how this all works. I think it's really cool.
Yeah. So so I wrote my Jerry Maguire manifesto. If you guys don't know what that is, look up the movie. Tom Cruise plays this guy, writes this paper about what's wrong with the sports agent industry, and next thing you know, he's fired and he's walking out with his goldfish. So I was asked by American Trail Running Association to write a piece on virtual trail runs, and I'm an advisory board member. So as a race director on it, I go, all right, I'll do something. And I told them, I go, you know what? It's not going to be a positive spin. And so what ended up turning into what they thought was going to be how race directors can make money and profit and and do okay in the next phase of in this COVID world, I wrote an editorial piece that saying, what are you guys doing? You know, like don't even think about this. And I'd already launched my first virtual, and I think I had it up a week, and I just realized, oh, this is so wrong. Then all the other ones came out, and you know, I think the premise was good, in order to, hey, stay in your backyard, you know, don't leave your house, you know, don't go 5 miles out, don't drive anywhere. You know, they were trying to be responsible, and that's all good, and there's nothing bad. You know, I can't wait to see the numbers when they say that, oh, there was a $500 million virtual market in running or biking or whatever. I mean, it's going to be awesome. But, you know, it was soulless, you know, and now you're looking at it, it's just falling apart. You know, it's just, you know, you got people calling people out for like, you know, doing this wrong or leaving their area. And then you got the behind the scenes, really got to buckle for a 10K, you know, you're getting awards for events you didn't even run. You're getting awards in 2 events for running the same 10-mile segment. It's just noise, you know, and it's for whatever it's worth. Hey, I'm really happy because 1, race directors need to make money. 2, people want to have their rewards, and people want to be happy. And for overall, it was a good thing, but I was not going to be involved in something that caused damage or future harm and potential contamination. It's not part of who I am. It's with my integrity and staying in line with safety being the first and foremost thing. It did not show that, you know, it was reckless. I mean, my friends out there, I love you guys, you know, but it was like, no, I know what you were doing. I can see it, you know, so, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. So the Together Relay, here we go. So this concept is based on doing the actual course. We're going to release it within phase 3 guidelines, which is going to allow us to move, let's say, you know, like Southwest, move across the country and move about the country, but you're going to be able to move to another part of the Bay Area and run this 70-mile segment, 370 segments, 370 plus miles around the Bay Area. Now, not all the segments are going to be open at once. We're trying to coordinate it to go clockwise so that from Marin to Napa, Sonoma, Solana, down to East Bay and the Peninsula, San Jose, and up, that we can get this in time. Some people are going to go solo. So we got Dean Karnassus and KK Fisher is going to be the co-race director on this. They're going to launch out early. We got a film team. We're going to go out there. We're going to start getting some video of the course. We got an 80s theme where right now people are sending in. They're signing up right now at Ultra Sign Up. Go to TOGETHERelay.us. You can go to Pacific Coast Trail Runs to link out. But, you know, Madonna's been taken. I'm sorry. Susie and the Banshees was taken today. I've got, who am I going to be? Oh, I'm Luther Vandross. Love that man. So, and we're going to compete on multiple levels. It's going to be elapsed time. So the time you start your first segment to the time you finish your last, it could take you 7 months. It could take you 3 months. Then there's the moving time. So that's where we're bringing in Power Lab. Tomorrow we're going to be announcing, or by the time this releases, sorry to move off the focus of the podcast and ruin.
That's okay.
Power Lab is going to be our partner in this, and they are now pivoting away from the Olympics. They were working with coaches and runners and their data science to help with injury prevention, keep runners healthy. So now I'm getting a bunch of coaches from around the country, local here, even you, to work with Power Lab to understand their technology so that when this watch data gets loaded up, not only does it give them the segment time and their elevation, all the stuff you can find on other apps, including Strava, we're going deeper. We are digging deep. They're going to understand all those other things that you as a coach would understand, and scientifically, like your power, your load, the stride, your cadence, your geospatial awareness, all this stuff that's just going above my head. So we're going to educate them. We're going to turn the Power Lab switch on. We're going to create the Power Lab experience. You know, we're bringing in big swag. We're going to be bringing in big partners. And guess what? I'm going to be here at home. I'm not going to have to lift and break my back. We're not setting up any staging. You get to go out and do it when you want, when you feel safe. You can do it with a friend. You can do it with 4 other friends. You can do it with 9 other friends as a relay, and we'll do it until there's a vaccine. So thinking it through, if the vaccine happens in October, we're definitely going to keep it going through the end of the year. So the Together Relay with the Power Lab experience, It's going to be awesome. So grab your team now, get your 80s team name. So,
and the
who are you
distance
gonna be?
again.
Madonna's gone, by the way. So,
yeah, I'm going to do this just so you all know. I am going to form
what's
a
your name
team.
going to be?
What's
your name going to be?
Determined. I haven't figured.
Jeez, come on, Bree. I've known Bree for so long. I love you, girl. But yeah, let's go. Let's get with it. You knew you need to have a team name for this. You knew you.
I do. I will. And 80s is my thing. I mean, Greg knows. Like I lived in the 80s. We're old. We look great though. I think we're holding our own. But no, we know 80s like
so good. Yeah.
Like nobody's business. But yeah, no, I'm definitely going to come up with a team and a name. And so again, 370 miles. Is that right? Is that what you said? Sorry.
Yeah, right now it's 370. There's a couple sections on the trail that are out and backs, like the parking lot. So we're trimming the fat right now, so to speak. Elevations and GPX files, we're going to get all those loaded up so everybody can just get their program going. But there's two options here. You need a watch for the high-tech option and to compete. And then on the no-tech, if you just want to submit us your time, we'll put you over here in a time submission area, but you won't be on the overall leaderboards with everybody that has the watches. And then in the middle, if you don't have a watch, then you can use the Suunto app just to like track you on course. Strava is not an option because Strava uses their own like metadata to create the time and all that stuff. So we'll talk more about it. There's going to be videos. There's going to be a lot more on how this is all going to work. But ultimately, we just want you to get out on the trail and do as much. And we're raising money for the Bay Area Ridge Trail. So for 4 years, we've donated over $5,000 every year. We're going to donate a lot more than that this year with this event. But it's important for us. The goal is to help create this 550-mile journey around the Bay Area. We'll never see that fully completed in our lifetime, but they're just moving forward really fast. So it's awesome.
That's pretty awesome. Good. Well, I'm excited. So that's TOGETHERelay.us.
Yes. And Facebook, Pacific Coast Trail Runs.
Pacific Coast Trail Runs on Facebook.
On Facebook.
And then also Ultra Sign Up. So, okay. Awesome. All right. Well, Greg, anything else you want to add before we wrap it up?
So you remember we were both using this brand like 10 years ago, you remember?
Yeah.
Richard Fluid, right?
Yep.
So anyway, great product. You know, we love all the other products out there too, but you know, if you guys ever want to support Richard Fluid, I know it might work against your brand, Bree, but you know, small business, and we got to keep supporting them. And I want you guys to know that we're going to be putting some out. You got to stop buying online. Call your local running specialty stores to buy your shoes.
That's right.
Do whatever you can to buy whatever you can from them, because if you thought retail was hard, think how hard it's going to be for them over the next few months. And now they're probably even afraid to even open up their doors. So, you know, go online, find your brands that you like, and call into those stores to see if they have them. Find out exactly what you need. If they don't have it, maybe they'll go get it for you. So, you know, think local and shop with your local retailers and restaurants.
Yeah, thank you. That's absolutely true. Well, thanks so much, Greg. Always great to see you. And I'm looking forward. I know, and I'm looking forward to. I don't know. I need to figure out my race calendar now that I know that these events of yours are going off. But definitely TOGETHERelay. That sounds exciting. Okay, guys. So thanks for coming back to the channel again. Hit that subscribe button before you leave, and you can follow me at Catch the Breeze.